Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zion. Today I'm going to be doing an Ancestry DNA test. This is very interesting and I've never done anything like this before, but I've been wanting to do something like this for a while now. So pretty much what I had to do was I ordered the kit. They sent the kit. The kit came in probably 3 days. It came really fast and I basically had a certain time period to take the test and turn it back in. So I sent it out within I want to say like a 5 day span. It took me a little while because whatever, but yeah, I ended up doing it and they got it pretty fast. They got it like 3 days later, and they basically tell you on the website like tracking, like when they get it, when they extract the DNA, and like when it's done. They actually told me that it was supposed to be done June 12th, but it actually came yesterday, June 1st, I believe. And so that's why I'm here doing this video, because yeah, pretty much the reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to educate myself about where I come from. And obviously slavery happened, so I feel like in a way that I have no tradition, no culture to connect to. So I'm kind of feeling a void with this DNA test, to hope that I'll have some type of clue or idea where I come from and have some type of information that I can learn about my ancestry. In a way, I kind of feel a little weird about this, because I feel like even if I do find out where I originate from specifically, I still don't feel like I'll connect with it, because obviously people who have or were born there, they have culture, they have tradition that they lived on and they've been brought up on, and I haven't. I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I assume that some of it is accurate. I'm not going to really take the percentages into account because I feel like that's a little sketch, but I will look at obviously where they say I come from, so because that's the whole point of this. So to give you a little bit more background story, I'm black. My mom is black, my dad is black, and my mom's father, his mother is white, and his dad is black. So my family is really diverse, but I just feel like a lot of times people forget that Africa was a continent. They had culture, they had traditions, they had all types of these things before slavery happened, and I feel like I want to possibly learn more about what was life like. And I just feel like the stuff that we learn in schools, they give us the watered down version of our history. I want to get the raw uncut. Obviously, this is not going to give me everything, but I feel like it'll give me a piece. It'll give me a connection to where I come from. So, I'm just going to move this around a little bit so y'all can see what the map looks like. I'm just going to leave it here. So the highest percentage is 39% Cameroon, Congo, Southern Bantu peoples. So primarily located in Angola, Cameroon, Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, Madagascar, Namibia, Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, Rwanda, all extending through the heart of Africa, or Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu peoples. Region winds through tropical rainforest, humid savanna, and semi-arid desert. Starting about 3,000 years ago, Bantu people speaking Wait, what? No, Bantu speaking peoples. Oh, Lord. Bantu speaking peoples spread from an area around eastern modern day Cameroon and Nigeria through much of sub Saharan Africa in one of the greatest migrations in human history. Today, the region is home to unrivaled ethnic and linguistic diversity. I don't really know what I expected it to say. I don't really know. I just wanted to find out, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird to actually have an idea of where I come from. So the next one is 30% Benin and Togo, which is so weird to me because I've seen a lot of Ancestry DNA unboxings and like results videos, and it seems like I got the same thing that most people got, and I don't know if I don't know. It's just a little weird. I don't know, but Yeah, I have 30% of that. It said for years, anthropologists and others looked at African ethnic groups as being mostly solitary and static. However, historians now know that huge empires and kingdoms with administrations and armies, diplomatic corps, and distant trading partners have long been part of Africa's fabric. This is especially true of West Africa, where migrations, conquest, and intermarriage within allied kingdoms help explain why, for example, 43% of people from our Benin Togo region have DNA that looks similar to the profile for our Ivory Coast Ghana region, and 28% appear to have links to our profile for Nigeria. I mean, they all in the same areas, I guess. Okay, so the next one says 14% England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe. The history of Britain, the heart of our England and Wales region, is often presented as one group of invaders after another displacing the native population. The Romans and Anglo Saxons, Vikings, and Normans all left their mark on Britain, both politically and culturally. However, the story of Britain is far more complex. In fact, modern studies suggest the earliest populations weren't wiped out, but adapted and absorbed the new arrivals. This kind of makes sense because, like I said, I have a great grandmother that is white. So I assume that's where that part comes from. So I assume that's where that part of my ancestry come from. So that's very interesting. Um, the next is 7%. This is Ivory Coast, Ghana. So this is all in the same area. So I guess it does kind of make sense. Um, but yeah. So this one say early French and Portuguese explorers identified sections of the West Africa coast by the area's resources, which is how. I'm sorry, but I do not know how to pronounce that. Yeah, yeah. Part of our Ivory Coast and Ghana region got its name. Neighboring Ghana was known as the Gold Coast until it won independence from colonial rule. Yes. Okay, probably shouldn't do that, but in 1957 and renamed itself after a medieval West African empire. Today, more than 46 million people live in the two countries, which depend less on gold and ivory than they do chocolate. Ivory Coast and Ghana produce more than half of the world's cocoa. This is amazing. I have 6% of Mali. Mali's modern boundaries were drawn in 1890 when French Sudan was created and united two very different regions, the Sudanian savannas in the south and the Sahara Desert to the north. These man made borders make our Mali region a mix of diverse peoples, but geographically it has always played a key role in Mali's history and people. The savannas at the edge of the desert made the area a natural locus for trans Saharan trade, which connected Western Africa with Europe and Asia in pre colonial times. For centuries, Mali was a fabled land of gold, scholarship, and empires. So I have 2% Ireland and Scotland. I guess that kind of goes a lot well with the England too, because it's pretty close to each other. So this is located in the eastern North Atlantic Ocean. Ireland, Scotland, and Wales remain linked to Celtic culture, along with a handful of other isolated communities within the British Isles. Okay, so I did this weird thing before where I had looked at feet, and I don't know if it actually works, but I had seen this thing on the internet, and they say like you can tell some information about your ancestry by looking at your feet or like just different parts of your body in general. So I did my feet, and when I looked at it, it said that I had basically like I had Celtic culture. So I don't know if it's right, but it says something about Celtic on here, so I'm assuming that's correct. Are some of the last holdouts of the ancient Celtic languages that were once spoken throughout much of Western Europe, and though closely tied to Great Britain, both geographically and historically, all three have maintained their unique character through the centuries. That makes sense, but it kind of seems weird to me because, like, if I'm only 2% of it, well, I guess it's still part of me, but I don't understand how my feet will look like I'm Celtic people if I'm only 2% of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about it way too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on. So the last one is 2% Native American, North, Central, and South. So primarily located in Canada, United States, Mexico, Caribbean countries, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil. Your ethnicity estimate indicates that you have ancestry from the region that is home of many of the indigenous people of North, Central, and South America. This vast region includes the root territory of Alaska, Canada, the coast and plains of the United States, the high plateaus of Mexico, and the mountains and rainforests and highlands of Central and South America. 5 civilized tribes, Cherokee. That's so crazy because, like, when I was in, like, elementary school, everybody would be so pressed to be like, yeah, I'm Cherokee. They probably didn't even know that. I don't know. I guess it was, like, a cool thing to be like, yeah, I got some Cherokee in me. Like, I don't know. One thing I will say that stuck out to me when I first seen it was the fact that it says something about early Virginia African Americans and South Carolina African Americans, because my family is from Virginia and South Carolina, so that's probably one of the things that actually stood out to me, and one of the things that I actually did know about, because I have a lot of family in South Carolina that I've never met. But another thing, I seen this on other people ancestry DNA videos. So maybe we just all from the same place and we came along together. Our ancestors, like, I don't know, maybe our ancestors came along together or something, because I seen a lot of videos and it had Virginia and South Carolina African Americans on them too. So I don't know. And so it said most African Americans in this community can trace their ancestry back to West Africa and present day Republic of Cameroon, the Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Benin, and Togo. Over a 200-year period, many were enslaved and brought to Virginia to work on tobacco farms. Life for both free and enslaved black Virginians grew more difficult as the race-based laws imposed new restrictions. Black Virginians, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because responded with rebellions and cultural innovations. Yes. While early Virginia plantations were concentrated on the coastal plains and planters gradually moved westward, they brought enslaved people with them as the population grew and they searched for new land. They really, oh my God, this is so cool. They literally have like a real, like, wow. Wow. Okay, so the next one, South Carolina African Americans. Most of African Americans in this community can trace their ancestry. Is this the same daggone thing? Oh no, it's different. It said most of the African Americans in this community can trace their ancestry back to West Africa and present day Republic of Cameroon and the Republic of the Congo. I'm talking way too fast. Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. By 1715, South Carolina had majority black population. That makes sense, because I feel like a lot of people, especially if you don't know, I'm from DC. I was born and raised in DC. I feel like a lot of people have either like family in South Carolina or, yeah, family in South Carolina. Like, I don't know. It's like so crazy. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people came from South Carolina to DC, or like South Carolina to Virginia. So that kind of makes sense. Enslaved South Carolinians worked on rice plantations via a task system, which contributed to a unique low country African culture. Free blacks, meanwhile, became wage workers in Charleston. After emancipation, African Americans pursued the vote but faced racist Jim Crow laws. In the first half of the 20th century, many migrated out of the state, seeking freedom and opportunities in northern cities. Like I said before, I don't really know what I was expecting, but it's just really weird to me that I feel like a lot of people who I've seen videos of got the same results as me. Not the same percentages, but just about the same results as me. I don't know. It's a little weird, but like I said, I'm just going to take this with a grain of salt. I'm not going to take it to the head that much, because, I want to do the African ancestry DNA first and see what that says, and then we can talk, honey. We can talk. So, yeah.